Hello, everybody. Kimosabi here, giving you a little video update, kind of an update from what Camel and I did in our live stream, kind of looking at an updated chart, what I'm kind of seeing here. Today, which is Friday, we have a lot of panic coming in on this move down. Seemingly, that's what was in my feed, was everybody, the world is ending and whatnot. Where was the panic like that and this leg down? I mean, was it the same? It seems like it's getting worse, like we're climbing a wall of worry. But I mean, this is ABC, match that leg with that leg, and that could be wave 4 completing here as like a running flat before you go up for a fifth. This could count as maybe 1, 2, 3. That would be 4 and a small fifth. That would be adequate. I'm still bullish because we're still making higher highs, higher lows, assuming this reverses here. And if it doesn't reverse here and breaks on down, then we would potentially have some kind of head and shoulders pattern that we would sell previous resistance as a resistance again and target down. But for right now, it doesn't look bad. Usually on Friday we get a nice VIX crush and the markets kind of get bought up, but this week didn't happen. You can still look at this as ABC here. It's kind of the way I've been plotting this. ABC, ABC. Still looking for this final leg up. That's my expectation, and this could extend even further. But personally, I see this as a buy setup for now until otherwise. My invalidation, I think what I posted was right down near these lows. So watch for some kind of reversal. Take it long. Zooming into a daily chart, just on this particular exchange, we do have a gap right in there. So what if futures end up opening up here? Leave an island reversal right there. We still do have liquidity up here to target, and a little tiny gap up there. So those of you that like gap fills, maybe you get a fill up there. We will see. But a really nice long entry since we are in a downtrend. You have your swing low there, swing high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. We'd want to see a higher high, and we want to buy the previous support. That's what I'd like to see. So maybe it gaps up, tries to fill the gap, and then just goes from there. I don't know. That's an idea. We will see how futures open on Monday. We'll look at the Dow Jones on the weekly. This one, I can see a little better of a bear case on this one if the patterns repeat. I'm seeing here like an ABC, and then you can equate that to this, and then thereafter, what happened there, some kind of ABC before a large drop. We arguably have the same type of thing going on before maybe getting a large drop. Totally possible. I'm not opposed to it. What I would need to see on a weekly scale is a weekly close back inside this box, probably at the low of the box. Take those lows again, something like that. Retrace back up and then drop. You might not have that opportunity if it wants to go quick, because this just went. I don't know that we have an economic shutdown story going on just yet. Again, it'll just be based upon probably futures opening. If the futures open on Sunday night and we're seeing some type of panic, which Bitcoin and crypto could actually give you a heads up to that earlier in the day, if that does happen. But for right now, as long as we stay above this current area and don't go much further down, that's a breakout back test. Keep it going. As Camel and I were going over in the live stream, we're looking at this, potentially targeting the 618 extension of this leg right here, which would be a nice, somehow some 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, where you have wave 5 is equal to wave 1 plus 3 projected from the 4. That'll get you to 44,000 or so on the Dow Jones. We will see what we get. But for now, we do still have, on a weekly scale, we still do have higher highs, higher lows. These are still working higher high. That's where you'd expect a higher low. So we'd see. We'll see if it gives us another push. Maybe it'll be a 618 of this. And this will somehow be a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a small little fifth or something like that. NASDAQ on the weekly. This one has a really nice setup where we had this ABC there, matching this leg with this leg, then the continuation push. And you can see where I'm going with it. There's the leg down, there's the leg down. To complete the pattern, just need this one last little push. That might be all you get. But let's see how NASDAQ has performed before. And you got this little thing here, and it likes to just stay in a weekly uptrend until it doesn't. See, you had this come down right here, closed a lower low. That was the get out of the market time. As soon as you close a lower low on a weekly, that's where trouble comes in. And most markets tend to do it like that. So maybe we close below that. That'll give you your lower low. Or push one more high, then this becomes the price to beat. As soon as it closes below that, then you don't get much, and it just goes. That would be a very weird looking head and shoulders type of pattern and just drop. Certainly is interesting, to say the least, for these patterns to complete. I mean, the way that I look at it, and basically you just have an ABC up. So maybe the measurement is these legs have to be equal. Maybe come to the 100 fib extension or the 1272. That could be what you get. The Russell Small Cap Index kind of has the same look as the Dow Jones, how it came down, played around a little bit, and ABC. This just did the ABC before dropping. However, before dropping, you can draw this consolidation, have a little box, came deep inside the box, and then just said nope. So maybe we have the same thing here. If it comes deep inside it, maybe it just falls off a cliff. Maybe we get something similar there where it's ABC, ABC. But as long as it stays above this level on a closing basis, it looks okay to me. Especially if it breaks above the current high. There's no more liquidity over here. So the next liquidity is all-time high. So I would say if you break above this high, you're targeting that high. The market is likely going up for that liquidity. So for sure, have some trades setting up. We're in an area and a timing where we're kind of expecting potentially a major reversal, potentially a major peak in the markets. As Carol and I were discussing, it was around the August time frame. Here we are, first week of August, and markets are kind of in panic. At least the timeline on Twitter and YouTube, they're all kind of talking doom and gloom, and the charts really don't look all that bad yet. I mean, I could understand them talking doom and gloom down at these lows because it's like, oh, everything's falling apart. But we get this little drop, and people lose their shit. Probably because we have a lot of new participants in the market. They've seen other people make money trading, and they're like, I wanna give a hand at that. Well, the market gives you these little shakes, shake you out until it says buy the dip, and then it's like, no, don't buy the dip. That's when you don't buy the dip, is when your timeline is saying buy the dip, or when everybody on YouTube is saying buy the dip. This is a great buying opportunity. I think the U.S. stock market is very expensive at the moment. Like if you look at P ratios and all the other fundamental stuff that people look at, historically speaking, everything is pretty expensive. But who's to say that it doesn't get more expensive? I'm not running that show. I'm just following along. So we will see. We'll see which pattern plays. Could have the ABC, ABC, and we're about to fly down. So it is a market. It can go either way. I do see a trade setup going both directions here based upon this consolidation. Enter back into that consolidation. You could short it. That becomes the stop loss. And any break above that, you are targeting all-time high. But as long as it remains above that box, there's no reason to be bearish. So it's based upon that consolidation for me. That's still a buy until it's not. Close a lower low, sell it, expect more downside. NVIDIA. This one is a very interesting chart because I almost nailed the peak of this one just based upon those two legs matching, having the ABC in the middle and one final leg up. So for me, that pattern looks complete. It did not give me a sell setup just yet because you need to make a downtrend. Actually, no, it did. You have this right there, and now you closed the lower low. So sell the lower high. Stop loss goes above the all-time high. Expectation for this one is a repeat of this to go into there. Something like that. Might have a nice capitulation down there to take this liquidity. I think there was a gap right here, if I remember correctly, on the daily chart. So with NVIDIA potentially having a top already in, it certainly doesn't have to be the top. This can certainly play around a little bit. I mean, it could come up here, wick the top, still closing on lower lows, and that would still initiate the downtrend. They may just want to stop people out again. But this was one of the high flyers, one of the stronger stocks in the index. So calling a top on this one potentially could mean that the index is either have peaked or close to a peak without the great NVIDIA holding it up. And maybe it's based on the other Mag 7, 6, Mag 5, Mag 4, you know. And things could continue up though. I mean, what if you have this as an ABC, this as an ABC? Now we're just going to match this leg over here, giving you another buy setup into another, I don't know, another year going up. That's possible. I would say that's more likely if we break above the current all-time high and close a weekly, then you resume the weekly uptrend. Yeah, why not? I'm just going with what the market is telling me based upon its closures and its directions. And currently, if we zoom in right there, we have the all-time high close. We have a swing low. That's actually a lower high and a lower low. So I'd expect a lower high to come in there if people want to continue selling that. But certainly not opposed to this just being an ABC here and another ABC. Then you push up again. Careful shorting this one. They like to gap up and trap the shorts. Let's look at some meta platforms. Facebook. I wanted to bring attention to the way that this thing moves, its current behavior, what it does. Up, and then an ABC, one final push. Up, ABC, one final push. So is that one done? Maybe. Too early to tell yet because we still have an uptrend. You zoom in really closely, you still have higher highs, higher lows. So what my expectation is, resumption of the trend. There's no reason to think otherwise until you get a weekly close, lower low. Then you sell the lower high. Keep it just that simple. As long as it maintains the uptrend, there's no sell set up for me that I see. But we could have some kind of 1, 2, all of this would be 3, here's our 4, and then 5. Maybe it pops up for one more little pop, which would actually turn into a really good sell setup after the fact. If you have a little distribution box here, you pop up and grab liquidity, close back inside the box, that's your sell. Stop loss goes at the high. You're targeting first liquidity here and maybe previous supports, something like that. That would be somewhere from like $600, $500 or something like that. And probably $600 down to like $200. That's probably the way I would look at a sell setup on this one if I wanted to short it. Is wait for the consolidation and then get some kind of pop up, lower low close, sell the lower high, expect downside. But it currently is kind of pausing. Like since November 2022 or October, it seems to just be going straight up. And now it's kind of showing I'm thinking about it, not sure. So maybe it just grabs liquidity, closes a lower low, and maybe you have to sell it on a breakdown. But even today, with all the bearishness going on, we still were not able to close a weekly lower low. Google, another interesting chart. This looks phenomenal. Maybe see there, kind of ABC mixed with an ABC. If this particular pattern completes, get an ABC, ABC, something like that. Doesn't have to be an ABC, but I like them when they look very similar. But I can easily match this leg down with this leg down. So maybe we get this leg up like that, and then it's done. But similar to Facebook, wouldn't it be glorious to get some kind of distribution range where it kind of just plays around, grabs liquidity, then closes back inside, lower low, and down. Maybe it repeats this leg. And on the larger time frame, that would just be a impulse, A, B, C, back into another impulse. We will see, but still closing higher highs, higher lows on a weekly. In order to get a lower low close, and you'd be kind of nitpicking these here, but really your swing low is down there. So a better setup would be to break the high, close below here, then get the lower low, sell the lower high. If this leg does repeat though, you get from $200 down to almost $100, something like that, just for an ABC. Maybe it goes further, wants to take out that liquidity. I'm not going to say, but I will wait till the market tells me to short it before shorting it on whatever time frame I'm trading. But on a weekly, this is still higher highs, higher lows, higher high, and your higher low can come all the way down here. Totally acceptable. push another higher high. We'll see. Microsoft, another one that they all look the same to me. You have this going on here into some type of B wave, then this. So that matches that pattern for me. And now the current leg down, as you can see, it's just a leg down just like that one. So maybe a repeat of that leg, make one more high. That's the way I would see it for now, until, again, a lower low close. Close a weekly below that. That's a sell. Sell previous resistance. Expect it to be resistance again. And expect this leg to repeat. Tesla I find very interesting as a chart, but it looks way different than everything else. I don't think we're going to get these all-time highs for a while, but the pattern that I'm seeing is this leg matches this leg. Now we'll do some kind of ABC before maybe having one more leg up if the market has time, and that would just be some kind of A, B, C, or more like a WXY in Elliott wave terms. And then repeat this leg, come down and grab all this liquidity, and like $350 down to $100, something like that, maybe lower. There's a little fair value gap down there, just above $75. Yeah, maybe it goes down there. But just at a glance at this chart, right where the price is at, look at all this interaction above and below. Looks pretty interesting to me. So you had support, you had resistance, you had support, and broke above. That's resistance right there. Now maybe it acts as support again and gives you one more leg up. Time will tell. But I think this video's gone on long enough. Looked at quite a few charts. I'm going to try to make another video on other markets and maybe a Bitcoin update for you guys. We will see how the charts play out. Maybe we'd have more information next week. So have a good one, guys. Just trade safe.